Hello, this is Barry, and you're watching Barry and the PI. We're sitting out in the inside yard, and look at that, angel trumpets. Now that tree was cut down uh, last year, and it's already grown up that much in 1 year's time, less than a year actually. Uh, they grow pretty fast, but what I want to talk about today is what's happened in Turkey and Syria. I had a big earthquake, a real big one. I think it's 7.7 or something like that on the Richter scale. It's happened about 4 days, 5 days now since it happened, and it just totally destroyed cities in both Turkey and Syria. Uh, Countries around the world have rallied and been sending search and rescue teams and helping out the two governments. It's what they should do. We're all in this together. Uh, so it's been heartbreaking just to see some of the rescue efforts going and pulling people out that are dead. But sometimes they've pulled out some kids and babies that were still alive. Unfortunately, all the family members are dead. So they've got a long time of cleanup and rebuilding, and I support us helping them. They really need the help, no matter what you think of Syrians or Turkish people, their governments. Uh, Now, could something like that happen here? Well, we're right on the ring of fire, which means we do get a lot of earthquakes, and we have a lot of volcanoes here in the Philippines. Uh, every time you get a small earthquake, that's telling you that there was pressure built up between the different shells that make up the surface of Earth. There's several different kinds of earthquakes and faults. Some are where two are hitting together and one pushes up over it. Another one is a strike flip. I can't remember the name of it right now, but where two plates are moving in opposite of each other or along a particular fault line. And sometimes those get stuck together and the pressure builds up and then that's the San Andreas fault in California. People have said, California is going to break open and break off and flow down off into the ocean. Well, the San Francisco earthquake was caused by that. Nothing fell off into the ocean, though. Yeah, this is a very active area, and I've been through no telling how many earthquakes in my time here. When I was in Taiwan, we got hit by a 7.8, no, 7.3 earthquake, and I was living in an old Chinese-style house along the Hutong alleyway, and it happened about 12:30 or so at night, and I was already in bed asleep, and something woke me up, and my bed was going back and forth like that. I sat up, put my feet on, the floor was going like that, and of course I got up and turned over on the lights. Nah, no light in there. So I said, this is an earthquake, a big one. And it just kept going on all night. But shortly after that, my neighbors came out, and they came over to check on me and said I'm all right. They're real nice people. Uh, so I had no lights, uh, no electricity, uh, and I just sat in bed and just, when's the next one going to come? When's the next? So all night long. Finally, I tried to go to sleep. I got up at daylight, got on my bicycle and drove around the town. And it didn't seem like a whole lot of damage in Longtown, just that there was no power. Of course, we didn't have school that day because of that. I guess they got the power back on by nighttime, but it shook me up. And so I also thought for a second, well, it's an earthquake unless China decided to invade Taiwan, and they're flooding the island with missiles. But then I just missed that because of all the aftershocks. And here I had several more of those where I lived in Taiwan. I'd moved from one place to another, and the next place I moved to after that was in about a 12-floor big skyscraper, and I was on the 8th floor. And a lot of times I'd be standing there, and there goes the rocking again. Oh no, I hope they built this building well. But if you got a lot of older buildings, they probably were not built for earthquakes, to withstand earthquakes. And that's what you're seeing in Turkey. These buildings keep crumbling down. As a matter of fact, I saw yesterday there was a rescue crew in there, and all of a sudden, it's just this debris come flooding out of the building on top of us. Fortunately, nobody got hurt. They all got out. Nobody's killed. There's probably some injuries there. So let's wish Turkey and Syria and the people of Turkey and Syria that they can rebuild and remember those that died and build their buildings back earthquake proof, make them stronger. And so that's what this is about. Could we have it here? Given that these are islands, some places you could get a strong one. And you can also get tsunamis here, although I haven't heard of any big tsunamis hitting the Philippines, at least not in a long time. So if you live along the coast, you should pay attention to tsunami warnings. when they catch an earthquake out in the ocean, uh, they give you a little bit of time to get out. So they'll issue a warning. When they issue that warning, you probably should go and move to higher ground and not wait to see if it doesn't happen or does happen. So just pay attention to those warnings if you live along the coast. I don't live along the coast, and we're up higher, so I don't have to worry too much about a tsunami, but we got a volcano right over here I have to worry about, and earthquakes associated with that volcano occur, but they're not too bad. They're not real big ones so far. Fingers crossed for that. But volcano is beautiful, and to me. So just pay attention. Phil Volks will give you warnings when they sense that something's going to happen, or if there's an earthquake in some other country, you're going to have a little time to get out if you heed the warnings. So pay attention. Get you a portable radio, because we do have brownouts here. Although I think they've improved the grid around here, and we haven't had a brownout there in several months, and certainly it wasn't very big. The last one we had, it's just out maybe 5 minutes. So I hope they keep improving it, and I hope there's not going to be a big earthquake hitting around here. Now, I check, before you build the house, you better check out where the fault lines are. And Phil Volks will have, I think, has a map of where the big major fault lines are in the Philippines. So you don't want to build your house on the fault line. You come home and part of your home's over here and part of your home's over there if you build on top of a fault line. So check those things out if you plan on building or even buying a house. No real contractor is going to want to build on the house on top of a fault line, and unscrupulous ones may do that. So make sure you got a good builder. Make sure he's building a good house, a solid house that can withstand typhoons and smaller earthquakes. So I think that's about it. I wanted to tell you about that, talk about that in our situation here in the Philippines. You can also get floods here, but that's usually in poorly drained cities like Manila. Parts of Manila get flooded every year. And you'll see kids out there walking around in the water playing. And that's not very good, not healthy. So that's my warning, that's my opinions, based upon the geology that I've learned in school. I took quite a few courses, but I didn't take the math courses and chemistry courses that if I would have wanted to major in, I would have had to take. So, so that's about it. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day. It's nice and sunny here today, cool breeze, and life is good. So y'all take care of your family, your pets, and we'll see you back here again maybe tomorrow, I hope.